This is the first installment of Friendboys comment response. Yeah.
We felt utterly obliged because we've had so much feedback on the Lana Del Rey video that we wanted to sort of take
Mixed
the opportunity...
reviews.
Mixed reviews. We wanted to take the opportunity to go through them. For those people that we haven't responded... I don't know if we responded to anyone in this video. We wanted to maybe...
let you know that we see you. We're listening to what you're saying.
We want you to feel listened to.
And we would like to give our thoughts on what you've got to say.
That's right.
The first thing I'd like to do is to thank anyone who did get in touch with us and contribute to the discussion.
Absolutely, yeah.
Not necessarily always constructive, but still. We'll find out a little bit more about that as we go along. Should we start with the most highly rated comment?
Absolutely. Do you want to read it out to our dear
Hold on,
listeners?
first of all, I'd like to say, so the video has just shy of 3,000 views at time of recording. And just shy of 300 dislikes. So that's 1 in 100 people really hate it.
And only 28 likes, so
and there's
what's that, 10 times as many people have actively disliked it as liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is not great reading, but it still means that for every one person who dislikes it, there's 99 people that didn't.
Or at least thought about it like that. That's very optimistic thinking.
Most people still like the video. All right, let's just get that out of the way.
I hadn't thought about it that way.
So the first comment is from, or not the first comment, but the most highly rated, the best comment is from a guy called Travis Carter, and he says the video should be titled "Two Idiots Who Don't Know How to Interpret the Meanings of Songs, mess,"
which is pretty funny.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Look, to be fair to Travis, we didn't really buy into a lot of the imagery and I guess maybe the poeticism of the album, but we weren't highlighting the best parts lyrically when we talked about it.
So I feel like I should start off by saying there's a second part of all of our videos which is called Clangers, in which the whole purpose so far, it might change, but up until this point has been for me to go through an album very critically to try and find bad lyrics.
Yeah, and have a bit of fun with it.
Yeah, and it's not just to... Yeah, exactly. I should specify not just to be negative, but because oftentimes they're pretty funny.
Yeah.
Like, on an album that's full of lyrics, you'll get some weak bits that can be interpreted, which is sort of the whole point. It's quite funny. And that's the purpose of that segment. So it's not that we're always focusing on the negative. It's that it's quite fun to make fun of things.
You even
sometimes.
make the point of saying like the lyrics are one of the best parts of this album, and she has really good lyrics. It's just we didn't choose to highlight.
Yeah, we'll put a cut in for that.
Yeah, that's it. There's some bad lyrics on this album. There's some good lyrics on this album.
Really good lyrics, like nice, poetic, creative lyrics.
Yeah.
The
lyrics are a really good part of the album. But I agree about her lyrics. A lot of her lyrics are real great. She's good.
Yeah, because I explicitly said the lyrics were a great part of this album.
So, I mean, I get that it's like can be seen as a negative spin, but it's more like a fun spin rather than negative. Anyway, look, Travis, you've got what you came for, which is 95 likes. So
speaking of getting what you came for, the next comment in reply to this brings up the idea of clout from Nod RA, who I think has commented a few times on our videos.
Do you want to just highlight that when you read it?
Yeah, that's too much of a recognition for them to be called idiots. They're just two sad, lonely people chasing clout. I'm going to stop there.
Okay.
Because the idea of chasing clout on YouTube videos is actually quite simple. And like the way to do it is really simple. We've learned from our brief venture onto it, which is you make a video about something that lots of people like. For example, Taylor Swift is our most viewed video, I think. And you say you really like it. Yeah. And then everybody says, wow, this is genius. I love this and you love this. So I love this video. I'm going to give you a thumbs up.
That's how you get clout. And we weren't lying when we said we liked the Taylor Swift album. It was a good album. Yeah. I think I liked it a bit more than you did. But
I liked it too, yeah. But the idea that we would put up a Lana Del Rey video, if it were critical, which it's not particularly, but the idea of like putting up a video chasing clout by criticizing something, it makes zero sense.
It's exactly the opposite of how it works. So
yeah.
Anyway, yeah, that's a good point.
It's like, and then this is the one where Nog gets a bit heavy. The blonde guy That would be
I
you,
think,
yeah.
I think that's me.
Looks
yeah.
exactly like a John Doe who committed suicide.
Bro.
The body is at the morgue I'm working
I
at.
love this comment so much.
And we've talked about it before, but we'll talk about it again because it's bizarre. And his friend looks exactly like a man who OD a couple of weeks ago. He also edited this comment and still looks a man who OD.
Oh. That's still my all-time favorite comment.
It's pretty huge.
And like, I just want that person to read this back again and think, oh man,
And maybe do another edit.
it's like, this is so rude. Like,
It's so strange.
There's another person. If we could skip down to the second most popular comment, second most liked comment, it says, "This is the most disrespectful album review I've ever seen. Guys, don't waste your time watching this video."
Why are we skipping ahead? Can we finish this first?
No, I just want, because it ties into what I was saying. Like,
yeah, go.
a comment like this where he says, "I look like a dude who committed suicide, and you look like the guy who OD'd a couple of weeks ago."
Yeah.
It's like, that's pretty dark, and like, and then for someone else to say like, this our review is the most ridiculous and disrespectful review they have ever seen. All I can say is that like,
Watch some of our other videos.
watch the video again. Like,
Yeah,
the first
yeah.
8 minutes of the video, I'm literally just saying how cool I think the album is.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's some things we make fun of, but like it's more in like a jovial way, and we're literally trying to find the things to make fun of. And then just to finish, we finish by saying it's not a bad album at all. The lyrics are really strong.
Mm-hmm.
And that if this is the type of music that you'd like to listen to, then you should go and listen to it. Like, if that's the most... there is one point you pulled up that we were... what we would consider to be disrespectful when we were saying that California was probably like the most boring song you could write.
Just so frustrating. Followed by California.
California was my least favorite. Just a boring song.
That's actually a lesson on like it'd be really hard to make a more boring song than California. It's quite...
Listen, if you're a songwriter out there, listen to that, and that's your base. Move upwards from there,
Yeah,
and you're in the right ballpark. Yeah.
or even just try your best to make a song more boring than that.
Send it in,
and I
we'll play it.
challenge you.
Yeah.
And if you were a songwriter and you wanted to learn how to write a boring song, that's disrespectful. That is, and that's kind of funny as well.
It's also called a joke, though. Like, I'm not seriously suggesting that song is that's the whole thing. I'm just using hyperbole to sound a bit crazy.
It's a comedic technique. No, but like,
it's poetic.
but yeah, it's like, and then this is like the second most reacted to comment, and it's just like, how do people think that?
I don't know, man.
It hurts, man. It just hurts.
Well, does this hurt you? Let's go back up to
Okay,
Mateo.
alright,
Whoever told them they're funny lied to them several times. I really want to know what kind of trash music do they listen to. So that's a question coming in from Mateo.
Another trash music thing.
I really want to know what kind of trash music. No, he's asking us what kind of music we listen to.
Well, if you just stay tuned every week, you'll find out what we've been listening to. Most recently, it was Stormzy and Coldplay and Harry Styles, all of whom hit it out of the park as far as we were concerned. Fantastic albums.
Yeah.
Whoever told them that we're funny? I don't think anyone ever told us. I think it's more that you make me laugh and I sometimes make you laugh. So
And we find it funny.
yeah. We find this, like, we would just watch the video back.
We laughed a lot.
I made myself laugh a whole bunch of times. So like, yeah, you gotta represent yourself at the end of the day.
Not bad.
It's not a bad album.
I was just going to say as well, speaking of disrespectful, I just noticed that Nod's come back in 2 weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
Left a little threat here.
Let them be ignorant. Something would eventually happen.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And this has been edited as well. Can we see the edit? No, we can't see the edit. Why is this happening?
I don't know.
But yeah. All
I
right.
just noticed that that's why I just wanted to come back to it.
Getting some death threats.
Just try your best to make a song more boring than that. Send it in. I challenge you.
Shut up. Okay. Okay. All right. So this escalated. Now we're
So Nod RA is leaving some internet threats.
Fuck. I mean,
Yeah.
is this just a Lana Del Rey fan thing? I don't want to like dig an even deeper grave than we seem to have dug for ourselves. Is this even recording?
Yeah.
I
can see the red dot.
But like, how? Yeah. There's no words. There's no logical connection between what we have said and making death threats.
Saying an album...
I'm not taking it seriously as a death threat. It's like, it's not. But like...
Saying an album is 6 out of 11.
Yeah. The assumption being that there's no album can be a perfect 11. And that not only does an album have to be fantastic for it to get even close to 10, but it also has to be something that I like because it's subjective, or like that you like. So 6 out of 11 is a perfectly respectable score.
I would put that in probably the top half of reviews that
We've listened
done.
to some absolute drivel.
We've given out so many 2s and 3s and 4s.
Yeah.
Let alone, like, 6 is not bad.
Anyway.
Just noticed that Ellison Oliveira was backed up by Manuel Torres. What are Spanish names? Figure it out at the first 5 minutes.
Impossible. Untrue.
I would love for someone to point out the bits in the first 5 minutes where we are the most disrespectful album review that they've ever seen, because we just rewatched it because we were curious, because we didn't remember it being so critical and harsh as the response has been to it. And it's not. To be flat out, it's just not.
It takes like 8 to 9 minutes for us to say anything negative about the album.
Yeah. Unless, the only thing that was brought up, that's the background music, 8 minutes.
Yeah,
exactly. And that was just...
And that was literally taken from an interview where she was talking about the record being like, I kind of wanted to be able to put on this album as something that could be put on in the background and not necessarily...
Which is a funny thing to say. It's like a funny thing to...
Totally.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So if anyone can point out at what point in the first 3 minutes we are disrespectful, that would be really interesting. Hugo C. So, with 50 likes, you guys are really missing all the lyrical meaning and making fun of it instead of understanding them. As I explained, that's the point.
That's kind of what we set out to do, and that's a fair point. But but within the context of the show, I it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, like we could spend 20 minutes going through every album and talking about the best bits lyrically of an album, but we just don't. Like, it's in essence, somebody else maybe does do that. For us, like, we think it's more interesting and more fun to make fun of lyrics sometimes.
Especially if you're not a fan of the artist.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the people commenting here are coming from the perspective of being a big fan of the artist. And obviously you want to hear good things about the people that you're into. But as someone listening to a show about something you maybe are not that interested in, like an artist you don't know that much about, it's actually kind of more fun to hear like maybe the mistakes or maybe the things that we found funny. So like that's the angle that we're coming at it from.
And there are also plenty of videos that, like we said before, when people want to make videos with heaps of views, they just say they like everything. There's lots of videos, I'm sure, on this where people just say they love it. They love every moment. It's incredible. Like, all the reactions that we've watched have just been the same thing of somebody like losing their mind about how good something is. And it's a very easy way to listen to things. Like, there's good things on every album, pretty much.
Totally, yeah. It's just, I don't know. And then Ellison Oliveira comes back in again on this one. Who is the person that did the most disrespectful and ridiculous comment? They're the real definition of man-child.
Which I found I didn't mind that.
If man-child is the type of person that Lana Del Rey is romantically interested in, then...
Sign me up.
I'm on board.
Moody Araki. Cheer up, Moody.
I mean, that's a pretty good name.
Moody Araki, yeah. So, from Nida Khan, he says, this interpretation / take is so shallow. Laughing, crying emoji.
I mean, yeah, it is. It's meant to be lighthearted, but also we spent 35 minutes talking through the album in quite a lot of detail, so...
Yeah.
Shallow, arguably quite deep. Who knows? AntiSteve.
AntiSteve. Now,
I love that name. He's even got a logo.
He does.
AntiSteve.
Oh my god.
That's great.
It's a bit wonky, but
I'm all about AntiSteve. That's artistic.
That's a shallow take.
And AntiSteve says it's just a different type of music. Not all songs have to be strong beat for being good. Not all of the songs has to have a strong beat for being... I'm sorry, AntiSteve. Not all of the songs has to have a strong beat for being good.
Not good.
Also, Lana is not pop, but indie alternative.
This was referencing... I might play it if I find it again, but I think I said that she is a pop star, which I think some people took exception to.
Yeah. She is. She's massive. And pop music just means popular, basically.
Yeah.
Like...
I mean, you can just like I'm sure anybody who really likes, like, their favorite artist is whatever doesn't want to just say that they're just pop.
We could say Ed Sheeran's like a folk musician.
Exactly.
Or like,
Yeah.
Drake's a rapper, not a pop star, but like...
Yeah.
It's
just whatever's popular, like you said. It doesn't really... I'm not attaching any value judgment to the word
her
pop.
credit, she's
we pretty much
only
listen to pop music.
And to her credit, she's one of the biggest artists in the world, which is, should be celebrated if you're one of her fans, rather than...
Yeah.
Anyway. Santiago...
And indie alternative, sure.
Sure. Indie pop alternative.
If you would like us to recategorize her from pop to indie alternative, and that's your contribution,
yeah,
sure.
What have we got?
Santiago.
Thought this was a serious review. Video isn't even good. Okay, to be fair, literally the video quality is quite bad because it cuts out about halfway through.
Let's
give that one a like. Yeah.
Yeah. Agreed with Santiago. Good point.
Yeah. I thought it was a serious review. Why?
Yeah.
Why did you think it was serious? It's called Friendboys Music Therapy.
Yeah, if you thought it was a serious review and you were disappointed, we do try and be serious about judging the music.
There's a section called clangers. And then if you listen to any of the jingles, they says, especially in this one.
And if you go into a YouTube video,
yeah,
so with some people that have a couple of hundred subscribers or whatever, and you're expecting serious reviews, then just
give us a break,
wake up to yourself.
No, you're all right, Santiago. It's just sorry we let you down.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what we meant.
Anita Khan is back again.
And AntiSteve. Oh, AntiSteve said this. Now I'm off AntiSteve. Anyway, let's go to Anita Khan first. What did Anita Khan say before?
Anita Khan said this is shallow.
Oh, okay.
She isn't a pop singer though. I don't know why she's put into that category quite often. So I think it makes complete sense to create a put on the background music.
I don't really know what that means, but
I don't know what you're trying to say.
Okay, Anita. AntiSteve's back.
If you don't like this type of music, it's your problem, but don't judge it.
This one we're gonna have to talk about.
So,
AntiSteve.
So AntiSteve, the whole thing, even if you are the most well-respected music reviewer in the world, your job is, or the most least respected, probably like us. Mm-hmm. Your job is to judge it. That's literally all we're doing is judging the music. So don't come to a music review video.
Yeah.
And
don't expect music to be judged.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a really good point. What do you think's going to happen in a music review video?
Unless people just come in and think unless they love and agree with me on every single point, I hate it.
But it's still judging it.
Yeah.
You're still making a judgment. If you like something...
He's judging us. It might not be his type of review.
But it's your problem.
But it's your problem, so don't judge us.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. Okay. Oscar Meads. I wish I knew what that was.
Yeah, I wish I knew what that little emoji. It could have been just kidding.
Love you guys. Oscar says, I really don't know why you were focused on the worst parts of the songs. The verses of California is beautiful, like what is happening. It's very dramatic. I just want to point out first that Dale focused on the best parts of the songs to begin with.
Yep.
He brought out several examples. The first 5 or 6 examples
me in with this. You don't say you.
Yeah, it's me and you, Oscar, that have got an issue.
Yeah.
That Dale's spent most of the time talking about the good parts of the album. And then my part, as we've mentioned before, is focusing on the worst parts of the songs for fun. That's the answer. What is happening? What is happening is we're just trying to
literally
just making fun of some lyrics for fun because you are allowed to.
And there's plenty of good lyrics, but it's not really that interesting because...
Yeah, I've got to play that bit actually where I literally said there are some bad lyrics and there's some good lyrics, but I also said that the lyrics are really good in general in this album. But that doesn't mean that if you make fun of another part of it that the other parts aren't valid. That's what's happening.
In fact, there have been many albums that we've reviewed where the funny or bad lyrics have added to the album because it gives you something else to do other than just listen to music. You can laugh or it adds something to the experience.
Yeah.
We're really tearing through these.
Yeah.
No taste at all, Lana is amazing. That's not helpful.
Well, just quickly as well, we actually said several times that we really like Lana Del Rey. I do like Lana Del Rey. It's just that the album itself for me wasn't her best one, so I gave it 5 out of 11.
Yeah, oh well.
Yeah.
9 Zetsu. Happiness is a Butterfly is one of my favorite songs, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, the serial killer part.
Come on.
So, okay, her English he or she isn't a native English speaker. So that was an example of us making fun of the lyrics where they said, I can't remember exactly what she said, but it's something along the lines of, I'm in love with a serial killer. Or
What's the worst
that could happen?
Well, I'm going to get technical.
People always say that, like, what's the worst that can happen? You want to know the worst that can happen?
You could die.
Yeah.
You could die.
There's a difference.
Especially with the serial killer.
Yeah. Those are the ones to look out for.
We all know the worst that can happen.
Which is funny because that doesn't really make any sense.
Yeah, I mean...
Because you could die if you're dating a serial killer. That's, again, joking around. Like, obviously, it's a shallow take, but, like... Sometimes you can just like have
it's a
fun
cheap
with it.
laugh. I'll admit it. It's a cheap laugh, but we went there.
Yeah, so that's what it is. If you're genuinely asking, that's what it is.
Are we like advertising this shit house?
This video brought to you by 19 Grams. Oscar's back. I'm just realizing how many of these people are just commenting twice.
This is a good one. Also, how can you be at 100 subs and mock Lana Del Rey?
We've gone viral.
We've got way more than that now. It's like 300 and something, 320. So fucking joke's on you, Oscar.
Yeah.
And also,
just put this right in front of my face.
Did I?
I'm what we should be advertising.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we should be deplatformed just because we don't necessarily have a platform. That's not very fair. Yeah?
Yeah, I agree. I like your comment.
Noah Ruiz, y'all are we've been through this.
Disrespectful as hell.
It's not true.
Please let us know where exactly we've been disrespectful because we haven't.
Yeah, this is a thing, like, you can make fun of you can, not even necessarily make fun, but, like, you can find the comedy or, like, have a bit of a lighthearted laugh about someone's art and not be disrespectful to the person. If you're on a platform where you're releasing art, whether it's music or whatever, visual art or movies, to the world, on a global scale, she's a major recording artist, one of the best-selling artists of our time, it's not disrespectful to have a laugh at the art. It would be disrespectful if we were making fun of her as a person.
Yeah.
Or if we were like going after her personality or like her private life or something like that. But she's separate from that. So I think, yeah, that the distinction needs to be made. We're not making fun of her. We're making fun of the album in parts because it's funny. Yeah?
Sure. I mean, I think you can do whatever you want.
Also that.
Yeah. Another compliment from Hiride Sonny. Oh, just today. Hiride Sonny. 14 hours ago. Probably the worst video I've watched ever. Congratulations, guys. You're successful. It is a bad quality video. We've been through that.
It's a bad video. Look, you're not wrong about that. But then he goes on to say, congratulations, you're successful. So maybe he's talking about the overall show was a success.
But this was the worst video of our show ever.
That's
Otherwise, we're successful.
You know what? You're right.
Thank you so much. Give that a like, shall we?
Yep. Honeydew.
One of my
Album
favorite
of the
melons.
Year nominee at the Grammys, Lana won. Have the Grammys happened yet?
Nominees. Don't see her there.
Album of the Year.
Nominee.
No. Who's a nominee? It hasn't happened yet. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay.
So,
Album of the Year nominee, Lana won. Oh, I see. So Lana won in the competition between us and Lana because we said that it wasn't good, and so Lana won.
But she hasn't won yet.
She hasn't won the Grammy. No, she won our infamous spat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. All right, I'll take that. Alejandro Solano.
I thought you guys were professional, but you can't diss Lana Del Rey and love other trash artists. Shame.
I mean, if we're gonna actually reply to them and say we did the thing here, maybe we shouldn't.
Shouldn't make fun of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
So this one is from Alejandro Solano, and they said,
I thought you guys were professional, but you can't diss Lana Del Rey and love other trash artists. Shame. Now, do you think that's a true statement? You can't.
No, you can.
No, but Alejandro says you can't diss.
No, you can't. You're allowed to have like a wide, maybe varying opinions on different people in the music industry. And I think that a lot of the artists that we have liked haven't necessarily been trash artists. I think that's quite harsh. At no point would we ever go so far as to say Lana Del Rey is a trash artist. We actually gave her quite a positive review, I believe.
And you said, we'll play it as well, something along the lines of she's bringing something to the space that nobody else is doing.
She occupies an interesting space in like pop music. There's no one really doing what she's doing, which I think is cool, and like more credit to her.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think... Yeah, go on.
Also, I thought you guys were professional. We're not.
No, we're not professional. Yet.
Yet.
And you also, just to be clear, you actually can diss whoever you want and love whoever you want. Like, music is entirely subjective, and the idea that there are rules about who you can trash and who you can't, and who you're allowed to call trash, is the stupidest thing I've ever heard, to be honest. Like, the idea that you Alejandro, have decided to distinguish that some people are trash. But
He was heating up.
as I was saying... Like, if you decide to categorize some people as trash artists, then you're already doing what you're saying that we can't do. Or you're already, like, making a rule that does not exist anywhere other than your own opinion. And, like, if I think something's really good but Lana Del Rey is trash, it is just as valid as you saying that other artists are trash and Lana Del Rey is not. It doesn't make any sense.
It's all subjective. Let's be a little, let's respect each other's opinions here.
Because all artists are brilliant.
You don't believe that. She's not a pop singer though. Yeah, she is.
But no, let's just address this one real quick because Jimidin says, you guys must review Aurora, all the album. It's beautiful. Just to, in case anybody was wondering, we only do new albums.
Yeah.
So we like, it's really nice that people want us to do different albums, and obviously it's because they like different things and they think we might like it or they want to hear our opinions. But unfortunately, at the moment at least, we only do new albums.
We've only got time to do one a week, and
yeah.
It makes sense to do newer albums because they're what people are talking about at the time, and it's interesting.
And it sort of gives us some rules. If we just went backwards through any albums, then it's how do we choose what to do? That's really the only reason.
Yeah.
Anyway, Spicy says she's not a pop singer though.
She is.
Oh,
not RA. Ah, here we go. Just ignore them chasing clout. I mean, come on.
Pathetic. Just ignore them. They're chasing clout. I love you, Lana.
You're just... You're not even trying to pretend that you're objective anymore. Or, I mean, even like reasonably subjective. It's just like, I love Lana Del Rey. Anything said against her is pathetic. Just ignore them. It's just the whole deplatforming thing.
And when you say, I love you, Lana, I don't think she's going to watch it.
Nah, she's not. She's
probably not going to go through the comment section as well.
If she does watch it, she's focusing on us.
She'll probably agree with us.
Yeah, maybe.
Jallison
Campos. Fantastic name. Guys, what a pity they pay you for it. They definitely don't. In fact...
Who? Who do you think is paying us?
Oh, dear.
Strange.
Cara Daniel, take this video down.
Wonder why.
Yeah, it's just like...
Like, you don't have to watch it. Like, the idea of taking something down because you don't like it is a strange one. Like, if somebody really likes this album or really hates this album, I don't want them to take their video down because it's different to our one. Like, it's an odd reaction to not like something or not agree with something, and therefore it should be taken down.
But it's part of the wider, like... I don't like using these words, but like, the cancel culture thing.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't like it, just get rid of it. So that it doesn't enter your headspace anymore. But you don't have to look for it.
But you clicked on it. Like, like if you go into an album review of something that you love, I presume, and then somebody says that they thought it was okay, it doesn't mean that it therefore shouldn't exist anymore. In my opinion.
Yeah. And once again, as you just alluded to, at no point did we say this was a bad album. In fact, I've said many times, this is not a bad album, which is the opposite, and it's quite a good album. Or at least it's a good album. Anyway, here we get to the really good stuff. The really good stuff. Anna Lima says, I love the album. Don't agree with the review, but really enjoyed watching you guys. Subscribe. This is more people like this. This is how to be a person. in the world. This,
For example, sometimes Dale likes music that I don't like.
it's true.
But sometimes
Often, actually.
I don't like music that he likes. But we still manage to get along. Because we can appreciate that we have different opinions. And this seems to be what Anna is saying, which is fantastic.
She's brilliant.
Yeah.
She loves the album.
Which is sick. And
She
all credit
doesn't
to her.
agree with the review,
Fine.
but enjoyed it still. Appreciated the fact that we were trying to have a bit of fun.
Yep.
And she subscribed.
And she, as well, agreed with us that the bartender part, the bartender, she skips that bit because it sucks. And
Can we
that's
give
what...
her another like here? And
yeah.
maybe some likes like this?
Oh, yeah.
Fuck yeah. Anna.
That's exactly what we're going for. We don't want to make videos that everybody watches because they agree with us. Because we don't even agree with each other most of the time.
I don't even agree with myself half the time after I watch these things.
It's not really the point. The point is to have an album that you listen to and hear some thoughts about it and to interact and people can... Yeah, if we don't like it, but you do, that's fine. It doesn't mean that the video is not for you.
That's great. It's what makes the world interesting. Anyway, here we go. Danius Radkaus. I hope these are real names.
How are they all so crazy?
Taylor Swift is nowhere near Lana Del Rey in emotional songs wise. I disagree with that. I think that Taylor Swift is actually more specifically rawly, is that a word? Like more raw in her emotions than Lana Del Rey is. Lana Del Rey is very poetic and quite image based and almost like using creative ways of approaching a subject. Whereas Taylor Swift will literally say like, this is what's happening and this is why it hurts or this is why it's awesome.
Yeah.
Like it's very specific. I think that kind of emotion is just as valid. You're all too straight for this.
Well, I just want to say as well on that, like I do think that Taylor, like Lana Del Rey is probably a little bit more complex in her lyric writing.
Absolutely.
And I agree with you that Taylor Swift is quite direct, but Taylor Swift is really popular. And the reason for that is that the way that she communicates is simple and attracts a wide audience. And like to say that one is nowhere near the other in terms of writing songs emotionally, you just can't really compare them. They're trying to do two completely different things. One is just like writing simple like hooks like Taylor Swift sort of does, whereas Lana Del Rey is trying to do a different thing and it's harder to do.
Yeah, it's hard to do.
Which
And
on this album, in my opinion, meant that sometimes it didn't work quite as well and sometimes it was really good. But like, I don't think that one is necessarily always greater than the other.
oh well. Apparently we're too straight for this queen anyway, so what would we know? I mean,
yeah. If that's what we're missing, then sure.
Then we can absolutely have no leg to stand on in this fight.
Like, if being queer changes the entire album content, then we wouldn't know, and that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, if someone said that to me about not liking maybe Lady Gaga's first album or something, which was seen as like even though, you know, it was obviously adopted as like a queer favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. But this album really has it's a heterosexual love story in pretty much.
100%.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is also the thing, like genuinely, Danis or whoever else happens to watch it, if you are watching us say this and you're like, fucking straight boys, they do not get it, like this means so much more, then like say it, like explain it if you are willing to, because I would genuinely like to hear
totally.
it. Like if we're missing something,
That's actually a really good point. Yeah.
which is totally possible. Like we all have our blind spots, absolutely. And so if we're like, if there's a whole take on this that we've completely missed or disrespected, I would definitely apologize.
Yes.
But just like if you're gonna say we're too straight for it, maybe like bit of guidance as to is in which part, or is there something we said in particular?
Yeah, Danius, if you could.
Yeah.
Not even joking. If you could actually expand upon that would be super helpful. And
Do we want to finish the rest of the comment? This album is going to be chosen as the best one, and you'll call it whatever.
no, she called it background music actually.
Yeah.
Really shallow and disrespectful. No. Sorry, professional music critics disagree. So what? These guys. Okay. These professional music critics are getting paid by the people who are like part of the music industry.
It's all a conspiracy.
So they're more likely to probably say that it's good. Whereas us, we're not getting anything. We've no reason to say that it's bad or good.
Mm-hmm.
So we're probably the more legitimate if you think about it.
And professional just means they are being paid to, and
Yeah.
like we'll probably be paid for this in like a year or something if it keeps going like it is, like because of YouTube ads, which then means we're professional music critics. Yeah, and then we'll come back.
The bar is low. The bar is very low.
Yeah.
If we're professional music critics, then it doesn't say much about
yeah
that profession. Here we go. Angus Reddle.
This is what we've been. This is my interior monologue. Why is everyone?
Yeah.
For months. Why is everyone mad?
Lamau.
Mayonnaise. I always just read those mayonnaise. The review wasn't that bad.
It truly wasn't. Angus really wraps up the whole thing.
That's.
It really hits a nail on the head.
This video could have just said that.
Absolutely. We didn't dislike the album. It wasn't that bad. We tried to have fun while listening to it.
And we both gave it a 5 or a 6 out of 11, which isn't like not bad.
It's not bad. It's not a bad album. Here we go. Dudes just wanted the views. We've covered how this is untrue because if you want the views, you give a really positive review. Taylor Swift copies Lana's style.
Constantly.
I don't think that's true.
Taylor Swift copies Lana's music style.
They do share a co-writer and producer, which there may be crossovers there in Jack Antonoff.
But does Taylor Swift predate Lana Del Rey?
Yes, in terms of her popularity. Yeah, I don't think she's older.
She's not older necessarily, but I feel like I heard Taylor Swift's music a long time before I heard Lana Del Rey's music.
Yeah, she broke out before Lana Del Rey. And I don't think their music is similar at all.
No, I don't either. No.
Anyway, I really like this
part. Can we go back? Honestly, Lover was the only good song from her album, and that's because Taylor worked with Lana's sound mixer.
Okay.
And the song literally sounds like a Lana Del Rey song. No, it doesn't.
First of all, this person knows less about the music that they're talking about than we do. Taylor didn't work with Lana's sound mixer. First of all, Taylor Swift worked with Jack Antonoff, who is the co-writer and producer, before Lana Del Rey worked with him. He's worked on several of Taylor Swift's records, and they've been working together for a while. So if anything, Lana Del Rey took Taylor's sound mixer, which is co-writer and producer, not mixing engineer, although I'm sure he does some of the mixing.
Yeah.
So don't come at me with this shit half-baked fucking opinion if you don't know what you're talking about.
And also, the only good song on Taylor Swift's album is not Lover. False Gods is a sick song. I still listen to it.
And I forgot that you existed. Yeah. And what's the woman?
I know.
I'll be the man. If I was a man, then I'd be the man.
Yeah.
If I were a man. Yes. Sick album.
Of course. You did so well.
Oh shit. All right, here we go. I really like Ian Weasley.
Heyo.
Great to have a Weasley in there. Love that. I really like this podcast. We'll be nice with some background music and go to Genius Lyrics and read the lyrics are they are inspired by. Way more to discuss. Yeah, so good.
We did look into the background music idea. It was something that we thought about doing because we know that the videos are quite long. But we already have a lot of issues with copyright for starters.
Yeah, and it might be a bit of a music overload if like the only time when there's not music playing, there's background music playing.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ian, you're right. If we went into Genius and read about what the lyrics were inspired by, we might have had some more interesting things to say. The show only lasts 30 minutes and there's only so much we could do.
Yeah. It's something that because normally I do the lyrics, it's something that I've thought about doing as well, and I probably will do a little bit more of, particularly when there's more to explore in the lyrics than there is to make fun of.
Yeah.
So, for example, in the latest video we did, which was Stormzy, I actually didn't think there was too much to make fun of, but I tried.
But there was a lot actually to talk about. So
there was a lot to unpack, and in hindsight, I wish that I'd actually spent a bit more time unpacking some of those lyrics, which I probably will do in future.
Yep.
And to be fair, maybe you could have done on this album a little bit.
Yeah.
But when we recorded this, and as of now, really, that section has just been about trying to have some fun.
Yeah. So thank you, Ian.
Thanks for the feedback. Genuinely.
Yeah, that probably the most helpful comment on the whole thing. Zizu D, the last two. Okay, boring. What the fuck, random. That's great. I love that. Amani Blue. Great to hear, because we have talked about Amani Blue before. You guys are great. I love the way you review albums. It's very different and interesting. I'm definitely subscribing. I mean, what a great way to finish it.
Yeah. Why isn't that, that's got 3 likes and that's got 1?
Can we give that another one?
Yeah, we should.
In fact, can we give this one another one as well?
Yeah.
One thing I would like to finish up by saying is I feel like a lot of this has been people piling on the bandwagon, seeing someone making a negative comment and just jumping on and saying, "Oh yeah, this sucks." Ha. They might not even watch the whole thing because it's like, yeah, I don't know. It's hard to explain the negativity around this, other than the fact that maybe people just hate anybody that disagrees with them, which I think has been played out everywhere, all the time.
So, thanks for your comments.
Thank you for your comments. Please, so we're going to maybe try and do some replying and just linking to parts of this video to try and get a bit of a dialogue going. If you have made comments and you know, we disputed them or whatever, keep, you know, justify yourself or come back and say some more stuff, because it is interesting to talk to people. But
we're totally open as well, like to this, like to criticism or feedback of stuff that we're doing. The ones that are just like,
this is stupid and disrespectful, these guys are idiots, like,
yeah, like that's a bit harder to interact with because there's not really much to engage with in that, or like much to work with. But like any criticism, like if you think we've missed something, or particularly about stuff that we might not understand, like somebody mentioning about like we're too straight to understand this album, if there's stuff like that we missed, would love to hear about it.
Absolutely.
Love
and
to hear
also,
about it.
how do you know that we're not gay?
No.
It's just, you know, one gross assumption after the other. That's it from us. I have loved doing this.
Actually, I have too. We'll definitely do this again.
Yeah, all right, cool. Well,
with love,
as always, from Friendboys.